Hi, it's Tony Marino, host of the super popular NEWSMAX Daily Podcast, a rundown of the day's top headlines and top highlights of NEWSMAX shows and interviews you may have missed, plus some sports, stock markets, and even some yucks, all packed into about 20 minutes. Search for the NEWSMAX Daily with me, Tony Marino, on your favorite podcast platform, and check out our entire lineup of great podcasts, including Greg Kelly, Rob Carson, and Jerry Callahan at newsmax.com/listen.
Now.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
The president and the vice president, for that matter, have accused the other side of encouraging political violence. Isn't that exactly what the president is doing when he says that members of Congress should be killed?
Why aren't you talking about what these members of Congress are doing to encourage and incite violence?
Yeah.
They are literally saying to 1.3 million active duty service members not to defy the chain of command, not to follow lawful orders.
Yeah, you know, it's called sedition, by the way. This is Jim Gossett.
Slotkin and Mark Kelly said the military. Trump's orders they should choose to ignore. Those two are quite awful. Their actions were unlawful, and that goes for the other four. It's an outrage. It was a crime. All 6 of them should be doing time.
Yeah.
Trump called all them traitors, as well as U.S. haters. They want to mess with his authority. The law they're clearly breaking. The prison should be taken. On that, I think we all can agree.
Absolutely.
Call them out by their name. Make them hang their sorry heads in shame.
Come on, sing it with
This
me.
is sedition against the USA. It is sedition. These 6 ought to pay. We all are wishing for a prison stay.
Hell yeah, minimum.
Democrats, it's too late. The 6 of you have sealed your fate. There's no chance you're gonna escape. No way. The sedition charge is here, and it's here to stay.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing. The same people who have been using language that's violent, words of war against Donald Trump and his followers, to the point that they've actually inscribed the words on spent shell casings, one bullet that killed Charlie Kirk, and they're being and whining because they committed a seditious act. They told the military to obey orders from Donald Trump without specifying which orders they considered illegal. This was a soft sedition. They knew exactly what they were doing. They've been pushing at this forever. They've been pushing at it forever. And I don't know if you knew this, but I don't know, the last 10 years, the left in this country and those jackasses have been saying things that are very similar to it, and they have ultimately resulted in essentially a coup or attempted coup in the first presidency of Donald Trump, the burning and sacking of America in summer of 2020, and then of course let's not forget the burning and sacking of Tesla dealerships and attacking ICE agents. So honestly, spare me your wah-wah. You knew exactly what the hell you were doing. We're saying that, and now you're playing rectum. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant victim. No, actually, I meant rectum. My God, what a bunch of whiny little B-words. You use those kind of words. You use that kind of language. You are an adult. You should know better than this. These are military members. And by the way, all of these military members, they immediately, as soon as they are questioned, flash their military cred, which is a major signal that they're not honorable people. People who serve in the military generally keep their service to themselves unless asked. They don't use it as a shield to protect themselves when they bleep things up. It is utterly, 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 utterly ridiculous, and that they're whining and belly aching after so much violence has been caused by their side of the political equation. So much damage, the body count, the billions in damage, the separation and divisions of families and the destruction of friendships. My God. And you're complaining because Donald Trump says, oh yeah, you committed a seditious act. You ought to pay for it. Ridiculous. Utterly, utterly ridiculous. Yeah, seditious behavior. Hang them. George Washington would. Yeah, George Washington would have. Most would, actually. Most would, actually. This is the kind of stuff that generally in the past would be taken much more seriously because it's serious. They were directing their comments towards our military, and they are former members of the military and CIA, and told them to disobey orders of the commander-in-chief. First of all, nobody's going to do that because Donald Trump is incredibly popular with the military. And also, by the way, most military and CIA members aren't stupid. We got your back. Oh, okay, all right, you idiots. You got our back. If I decide to defy orders and risk losing my military career and possibly being imprisoned, you have my back. Elise Slotkin or whatever. You're really so stupid. Honestly, so stupid. But they're belly aching today, and they're whining, and they went to, Joe Scarborough, who's an idiot, just barely above his inflatable wife. They're over there whining, and they're all taking their pity party to the usual suspects on mainstream media. But I have a feeling most Americans, certainly all Trump supporters, say, yeah, you know what? It's about time they stop doing this because they are fomenting a revolution. They are fomenting a revolution. There's a point where words are not protected by the First Amendment. And they have crossed the line time and time again because their words have resulted in a body count. Their words have resulted in acts of terror. Their words resulted in 2 assassination attempts of Donald Trump. Ridiculous. Here is Karoline Leavitt being asked about it.
This morning, President Trump accused 6 Democratic lawmakers of seditious behavior punishable by death. Just to be clear, does the president want to execute members of Congress?
No. Let's be clear.
He doesn't personally want to.
About what the president is responding to, because many in this room want to talk about the president's response, but not what brought the president to responding in this way. You have sitting members of the United States Congress who conspired together to orchestrate a video message to members of the United States military, to active duty service members, to members of the national security apparatus.
And they knew what they were doing.
Encouraging them to defy the president's...
Because this is the next thing. This is the next thing. They come up with these different incremental things. The last thing was shutting down the government. This is the next thing.
Lawful orders. The sanctity of our military rests on the chain of command. And if that chain of command is broken, it can lead to people getting killed. It can lead to chaos. And that's what these members...
Just tell the military to defy illegal orders. Just splay that out there. Just shotgun that out there. So you all individually, all you military members, all you CIA members, can just think, well, that might be illegal. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and defy it. What an idiotic thing to say.
Members of Congress who swore an oath to abide by the Constitution are essentially encouraging. We have 1.3 active duty service members in this country, and if they hear this radical message from sitting members of Congress, that could inspire chaos, and it could incite violence, and it certainly could disrupt the chain of...
And you know why she knows that? Because it has incited violence and chaos outside of the military for the last 10 years. This was the latest thing. This is their next step. They're moving towards Fort Sumter. That's what the Democrat Party wants. But the thing is, they don't know about biting off more than they can chew, because they talk a good game. The Democrat Party is a lot like that little yippy chihuahua on the other side of the fence when the pit bull is on the other side of the fence, and then you open the gate. And you realize what the hell up your and you roll over on your back and you go to Joe Scarborough and go, yike, 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 right? That's exactly what the hell this is. Exactly. They're going to bite off more than they can chew. And I'm going to tell you, you're dealing with the best armed intellectually and physically people in the history of mankind. And we're getting kind of tired of your childish bullcrap, to be quite honest. Here's Karoline Leavitt stating the obvious.
If this were Republican members of Congress who were encouraging members of the military and members of our United States government to defy orders from the president and from the chain of command, this entire room would be up in arms.
Yes.
But instead,
Yes.
it is the other way around, and I think that's quite telling.
There would be calls for tribunals. There would be calls for this and that. There would be congressional hearings. The world would be upside down had Republican members of Congress done that while Barack Obama was the president and dropped tens of thousands of bombs on countries around the world. Did that ever happen? Most of those were questionable legality on many of them. Or if they did it while Pudding for Brains was in office. If the shoe were on the other foot, it would be a whole different ball game. So, you know what? They're going to caterwaul, and they're going to carry on, and honestly, it's falling on deaf ears. They're looking at this as the next thing. Okay, it's the next thing. It was Elon Musk is a Nazi. It was no kings. It was shut down the government. This is their next thing. I told you they're always looking for the next thing. And this is their next thing. And guess what it's going to result in? D word for Richard. It's not going to mean anything. So we're going to get to a little bit more on this, including, Jason Crow, who's the biggest whiner ever. We'll be playing some of that. We have a special guest in the studio today. In the studio, Tony Kennett, Daily Signal. In the studio, our first live studio guest. We kind of jury-rigged a microphone over here. Hopefully it will sound fabulous, but I'm sure he'll be able to, even if the mic doesn't sound that great, it's still Tony Kennett, for God's sake. So all of that is coming up on the show. Let's take a break. You are listening to The Rob Carson Show.
Slotkin and Mark Kelly said the military. Trump's orders they should choose to ignore. Those two are quite awful. Their actions were unlawful, and that goes for the other four. It's an outrage. It was a crime. All 6 of them should be doing time. Trump called all them traitors, as well as U.S. haters. They want to mess with his authority. The law they're clearly breaking. The prison should be taken. On that I think we all can agree. Call them out by their name. Make them hang their sorry heads in shame. This is sedition against the USA. It is sedition. These 6 ought to pay. We all are wishing for a prison stay. Democrats, it's too late. The 6 of you have sealed your fate. There's no chance you're gonna escape. No way. The sedition charge is here, and it's here to stay.
Breaker 19, this here's the Iceman. You got a copy on me, Pigpen? Come on. I was just passed by a gang of truckers I ain't never seen before. They were yelling out their windows, "Death to America." Yeah, we definitely got the front door. Mercy sakes alive. It looks like we got us an Al-Qaeda convoy.
ICE just arrested a terrorist in a truck. The fact that he ain't hurt no one, well, that's just total luck. He was here illegally for jihad, he is called. Only a liberal Democrat wouldn't be appalled. We got a terrorist convoy here illegally. They could pose a major threat, a threat to you and me. Terroristic truckers, wonder what's in their load. Wouldn't be surprised if a rig of theirs explodes. Convoy.
We'll get you on the flip-flop, Pigpen. This is the Iceman. Over and out.
free. Download it today from your app store.
Yeah, it turns out. It's kind of compressed like a top 40.
Carson Show podcast is everywhere. Go to newsmax.com/listen for details.
Yeah, they would be violating their oath if they followed illegal orders.
And I guess, Senator, members of the military, what is your advice to them if they come across something that seems confusing?
They would be violating their oath if we're illegal orders. That I swear to God, that is about as shallow as the amount of water in a bathtub Lizzo needs to fill it.
I think they need to talk to their...
About an inch, and then she gets in and it's completely full.
Leadership. Talk to their commanding officer about it and tell your commanding officer...
Oh, the commanding officers will love that. Hundreds of thousands of troops just saying, hey, was that order illegal? Was that order... Let me just check in here. Is that illegal?
Why you think this may be illegal? There are lawyers within the military, the Judge Advocate General.
It's really weird. I think, and I'll have to ask Tony Kennan at the bottom of the hour. He's a veteran. If you can do this anyway, if you think there's an illegal order, if you can approach a commanding officer and do, because if I'm not mistaken, I think you've always been able to do that. I could be wrong, but you see, you've never had like six members of Congress, six sitting members of Congress actually asking you to do it. Let's go ahead and listen to what they said before they backtracked because they knew they stepped in deep doo-doo.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
God, I hate these. I hate these institutional ads where they just feature rapid-fire cuts of different people. That it's such a bloody cliche. That's what makes it even more irritating.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force.
Oh, God.
Your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Oh, we got your back. Okay, great. So, six members of Congress most have never heard of. You have my back should I decide to disobey orders and put my career in the military in jeopardy and possibly go to jail.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you. We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans.
And they know they stepped in it. They know they stepped in it. That's why they're trying to do CYA. Because what they did is very serious. And again, when we talk to Tony at the bottom of the hour, I'll see how serious this is, because I think it's pretty serious what they did. As a layman, as a civilian, I've never heard this from members of Congress before. I've never heard people push it like this. This is dangerous stuff. There's no doubt about it. Here's Jason Crow, one of the seditionists. Yeah, I said it.
This morning, Donald Trump threatened to have me arrested and executed simply for reminding
well, we can dream.
Our service members to abide by the Constitution and the rule of law. I served 3 combat tours as a paratrooper.
Okay, see, this is where he's whipping out his cred, his military cred. People who are in the military don't usually do this unless asked. Occasionally, you might see a hat that says they were, I was on this battleship or I was on this. But here they are whipping out their military record as some sort of a shield from their stupidity.
An Army Ranger for this nation. I took an oath. That's a lifetime oath. To protect this
yes, you are completely without reproach.
Constitution, and I will not be threatened and intimidated. I will always do my duty. Don't give up the ship.
Don't give up the ship. Oh, man, he threw that at the end. My God. Oh, man. That's a major eye roll here. By the way, this is coming from the Democrat Party.
I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
Into the streets! Into the streets! Into the streets!
And you will pay the price.
Riots work!
Will you condemn the violence proposed by pro-abortion groups? Will she not condemn it? So I guess no condemnation.
I'm advocating for violence.
You see what I mean when I say that the Democrats have been waging a de facto civil war with plausible deniability on the country for about a decade now? Do you see why I say that? I don't just say it to say it. It's true. They've got soldiers for hire. They've got a body count. They have casualties. They have property damage and billions of dollars. And this is just the next thing. This is the next thing. People who would foment this sort of rage and destruction would certainly want the military to be divided and divide the country and possibly lean into a civil war. This is what they want. They lost. They lost the last election. They did everything they could to take down Donald Trump. They did everything. They tried to put him in jail. They tried to, they raided Mar-a-Lago. They weaponized every department of the government against Donald Trump and his followers. And Donald Trump survived. He raised his fist to the sky and said, fight, fight, fight. They didn't expect this. They can't believe they weren't able to kill him. They can't believe he's not in jail. And now, because Donald Trump is in the White House, they want the country divided. They want a war. They want a war. There's no doubt about it. Here's Joe Concha. I love Joe Concha. Joe Concha talking about these words of war.
Well, the president is called the commander-in-chief for a reason. He gives a command, and the military follows that command.
Yeah.
No ambiguity, no interpretation, no debate. That's how it's always been and always how it should be.
What if Abraham Lincoln were the president right now?
And yet we have a major political party in a video that we're showing here. It's been viewed tens of millions of times on social media, imploring military members to disobey orders if they deem those orders to be illegal. These same Democrats can't define exactly what an illegal...
Yeah, what exactly is illegal? Like I said, it was like a shotgun blast, hoping to hit somebody, hoping to do something. Just exactly what they did every day for the last decade, using words like Nazi, using words like fascist, hoping that it might catch on for one person, and it did a couple times. One guy in Butler, Pennsylvania, one guy on a golf course, and one guy at a Charlie Kirk rally.
Legal order is. So as an example, Sean.
And one guy in Minneapolis at a daycare center for Catholic kids.
If the pilots that carried out that incredible mission.
All it takes is one.
Flying from a base in Missouri, 18 hours, straight hours, into hostile territory in Iran to take out nuclear capabilities in Fordo. What would happen if those pilots decided, you know what, this mission may be illegal halfway through the flight?
Yes.
What if they turned those planes around?
Yes.
What if they let the enemy know in advance?
Yes.
But this is what we're seeing from Democrats.
See, do you kind of see how dangerous what they said was?
Saying something completely unhinged, outrageous, then they wait for the reaction, and then, as you pointed out...
The outrage is the next thing.
They play the victim when the reaction comes, and they're called out for what it is. And as usual, our legacy media is now trying to say that Trump is the bad guy here for calling this for what it is. It is 31 flavors of delusion, Sean.
Yes.
Democrats, they've gone over many red lines lately.
Yeah.
This is the biggest red line they have gone over, and they will pay a political price.
I hope so. I really do hope so. And I think most military veterans would say, yeah, this is a line you don't cross. Ridiculous. All right. Tony Kennett, Daily Signal, first in-studio guest of the Rob Carson Show. Kind of a big deal. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Quince.com. I've lost some weight. Been working out. I'm single again. I'm ready to look good. I've not taken the time to feel good about myself or shop for myself really for a long time, but I chose Quince. There's so many bad brands out there. Quince.com gives you the value and quality, not just cheap stuff that looks lousy, doesn't last. I got an amazing blazer from Quince that looks great with dress pants, khakis, or jeans, and I know it'll look timeless for years. Go to quince.com/newsmax for free shipping on your orders and 365-day returns. Quince also has gifting covered beyond clothing, too. You can pick up anything for home, bath, kitchen, or travel. Give and get timeless holiday staples that last with Quince. Go to quince.com, that's QUINCE.com/Newsmax for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/Newsmax. Give and get timeless quality staples that last this season with Quince. That's quince.com/Newsmax.
New Yorkers made a big mistake. Private property to rent wants to take. He's a fraud, a total Marxist. He's a man without a soul. Of all possessions, the things that you own, he wants control, total control. Commie, chameleon. He'll take your business right away from you. That's why millions plan to leave New York. They fear the evil that Mamdani can do. Commie, chameleon. Anti-Semite. Oh, how he loves Hamas. Commie, chameleon. Mamdani's gains, they will be the residents' loss. Rent free, in libs' heads I'm living. The fits I am giving to Whoopi, Sunny, and Joy. Rent free, I'm occupying. Rosie is lying if she says I'm not in her head. Break free, they simply can't do it. When you get down to it, they have TDS real bad. Hatred, just watch it as it spreads. Because inside their heads I live.
Advertisers of WCBM.
They're the same process, they're just different iterations. Here we go.
So are you saying that there was not necessarily any particular precipitating event? There is no specific thing out there that made you decide now is the right time?
That's right. To be clear, we are not calling on folks right now to disobey any type of unlawful order.
Yeah, that is Jason Crow doing a little CYA because he knew that he bit off more than he could chew with 5 other members of Congress. It's sounding a little off mic. The reason being is we have 2 hot mics in the studio with 2 hot dudes. Me and Tony Kennett, thank you very much. Tony Kennett, ladies and gentlemen, on the show, the first live guest we've had in the studio. Welcome to the show, man.
I really like the studio. It's great stuff. We've had a good time, and we're, of course, tearing up the town and, not participating in sedition.
No, we are not. Now, I want to ask you this, because you are a military veteran, and I've learned a lot about your service. Pretty interesting stuff, bro. what are your thoughts on 6 members of Congress, particularly ex-military members, saying what they said? Would you have ever considered disobeying an order or deciding autonomously if you thought it was illegal?
So someone in the Rumble chat on the show already has this in spades. If you in the military have some kind of an order that you think is illegal, you think is wrong, what you do is you take that to the JAG, you talk to your CO, you get it on record, you make a paper trail. You don't just decide as some boot out of Leavenworth that you're going to make up your own rules. That ain't how that works. That's stupid.
What would you consider to be an illegal order?
Well, 18 Section 2387, we talked very specifically about the kinds of things that are legal and not legal, but, maybe ordering someone to get a vaccine that's not actually a vaccine might
that
be
would
an
be kind of
illegal order.
interesting. It would be kind of nice if you could have done something about that. I think that happened, didn't it?
Yeah, and encouraging someone to engage outside of explicit engagement orders and framing, actually, like, for example, drone striking civilians, not exactly something that is a good idea.
Gotcha.
But mostly, the privates aren't necessarily taught, going through as recruits, how to lawyer their way through all of the legal and illegal orders. That's not how the military works.
No.
And I know that CIA spook from Michigan thinks that she knows everything, but she's just as bad at military orders as she is at getting a decent haircut.
So who are we watching on social media here?
What's this?
Were you watching somebody on social media who said that?
No, I'm the one who's saying that. Her haircut's terrible. It's awful. It's like Karen with disease.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Well, don't you feel that, A, this was irresponsible, but B, I think they are pushing for something. They want to ignite something. They've been able to. The Democrat Party has been able to ignite violence. They've been able to, ignite these things. It's got a trail of bodies, as you mentioned earlier in the show. I mentioned.
Right.
They want to foment something. They were pushing it to see if they could foment something, and then they realized how deep they stepped in it, and now they're trying to blame Donald Trump when he responded in an appropriate fashion.
Yeah, they're very mad that he's calling for consequences of sedition and treason as specified by law, just like someone who commits mortgage fraud should also go to jail for mortgage fraud.
Yeah.
But they didn't just step in it. Again, of course, they were obviously trying to foment something. Again, 18 U.S. Code 2387 says whoever with the intent to interfere with, impair, or influence the loyalty, morale, or discipline of the military shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both, and ineligible for employment by the U.S. for the next 5 years. Every one of them did that. You're not allowed to just say, hey, psst, buddy, don't obey certain orders. You can't do that. That's trying to influence the military. Highly illegal.
I'm curious as to what Trump will do with regard to this. You see things popping up online saying Trump is considering doing this and considering doing that. What would you suggest?
Oh, what I would suggest is throwing out all of the members of Congress who didn't have the stones to get rid of Plaskett and who traded him traded her for Mills, because if we can't even get rid of a no-name Virgin Island representative who collaborated directly with Jeffrey Epstein, what makes you think we're going to get rid of several sitting senators and representatives? It doesn't matter how blatant the crime is. Even the Washington Post has pointed out the timeline and legalities of both this situation and the Plaskett situation, but we're busy trading representatives for teen-grabbing Muslims.
Now, I haven't spoken a lot about this on the air. You're, I think, a little bit more conversant on the Mills story. I haven't covered it a lot. I want to hear your thoughts on this because I know you're very passionate about it.
You're baiting me again, aren't you?
Of course I am. Duh. No, not at all. No. Tell me about that, because obviously they're covering for Plaskett and they're covering for Mills, and once again the Republican Party doesn't have the stones to confront something like what Plaskett did. But tell me what your thoughts on this are.
The last time that I screamed about this, we talked about this. I screamed so loud, your next door neighbor stuck her head out of the door to make sure everything was okay.
Yeah, they did.
This infuriates me more than anything. On our show, people have asked if I'm okay. I'm so angry. We had the freest political capital in the world. We have a video showing Epstein ordering her, being Stacey Plaskett, not to chew, to ask certain questions. It was politically targeted. It shows that Epstein was manipulating information to try to go after and get stuff on Trump because he didn't have anything.
Hold on. Is it the Jeffrey Epstein? Are you sure it wasn't that doctor?
Oh, we'll get to Jasmine Crockett here in a little bit. Let me ask you a question first.
Oh my God.
unfortunately. But we had all of that, and we traded it for an absolute scumbag married in the Al-Qaeda mosque, and then, of course, a lot of stolen valor problems.
Wow.
Sex-extorted young women and verified stuff. This is the scumbag of scumbags.
Oh, yeah.
Why are we protecting him? Throw him out.
He should be out.
Oh, no, a special election in Florida. Oh, we sure can't win one of those.
Yeah. Ridiculous. So what did you hope would happen with Plaskett?
A meteor hitting the earth. I mean, I hope that she would be censured and then investigated.
Yeah.
I want everything of hers to be exposed. And then what I want Republicans to do is I want them to swing a Louisville Slugger at that point whenever Epstein is brought up from now until midterms.
Yeah.
Because it's free capital.
Yeah.
Then that's a springboard for going after Jeffries because his staffer gave Epstein Jeffries' personal number.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what would be the optional or the optimal move here. You know, you and I are Midwesterners and then around the rest of the country, as is our audience.
Yeah.
That's how everyone else viewed it. But these Beltway goobers, that's the kind FCC compliant word.
Yes.
Can't get that through their thick skulls.
No. You know, it's about time that, and we talk about accountability, no one in Washington, D.C. ever goes to jail. Nobody ever goes to jail. Nobody is held accountable. They always talk a good game. They always say that nobody is above the law, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But no one gets punished. No one gets removed. It's so impossible to remove people. And Plaskett should be a layup because she's not even a real member of Congress.
It's even easier than a layup. It is a free throw with you alone on the court, everyone at the stadium outside if you're pee shy. That's how easy this was. She's a non-voting member from the Virgin. Oh, yeah, we all know the great bastion of political influence from, checks notes, the Virgin Islands?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, it's like trusting a poll from Iowa. It's about as useful as wet toilet paper.
Yes, pretty much. All right, so we got more stuff we want to cover. Tony Kennett joining us in the studio, and again, the mic's sound a little bit strange. We don't have the ability to do a split. Here, go ahead and lean in on the webcam here. Make it a little bit. There you go. Okay, we'll show it up here. Tony Kennett right here on the on the show. We're going to take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
All right, I'm going to play her. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Because I'm sorry, but like we don't have ethical like rules that say that you can't receive text messages or you can't respond to text messages, especially if somebody has a certain record and you can't do it in committee. We all be sitting on our phones. And yes, people be texting. I mean, our staff texts us. Like everybody texts us. Like people, I remember.
She's being all girlfriend there.
When I had the bleach blonde situation, you know who was texting me?
Talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene.
My pastor. Okay. So like, let me be clear. There is no ethical violation. And so the idea or the audacity to
hold on, what you going to whip on? Is you going to whip out something here?
Decide that you want to strip a black woman of her committee assignment because she was texting with Epstein.
Well, because she was texting with Epstein. Could you imagine stripping someone of a committee assignment because she was texting a pedophile during a congressional hearing?
You know what? I actually can.
Oh, my God in heaven. You know what? She makes the whole world dumber. She's that dumb. She brings down the IQ of the entire world every time she speaks.
I was saying this while we were on commercial break. One of the best
by the way, let me set up. Tony Kennett, Daily Signal, joins us in the studio today.
So sorry about that. You know, I got a chance to speak to one of the producers that works with the Tyler Perry movies.
Yes.
One of the reasons that she is so despised among many black communities in the United States, she fakes her black accent, her black accent, her ebonics.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't sound like she's from Chicago or St. Louis or Atlanta or anything. It's like she watched Friday and copied an accent. It's so insulting.
Yeah. Well, it's like if I went to Southern Missouri and did a speech and just went, "Hey y'all, how you doing there, man?"
And as a man who pronounces it Missouri, they would have every reason to throw you out, you dirty red leg.
It's Missouri. It is Missouri. I lived in Missouri for 10 years. I can say Missouri.
Although I do have odd against them because in Missouri, a Hoosier is a slur, and I don't abide by that.
You are from Indiana. No, here's the problem. Jerry Springer's death caused this, and all of these panelists decided to run for office, and that's because they were former Springer panelists. I swear
you caught me off guard with that.
I swear to God, it's Jerry Springer's death is the reason why Jasmine Crockett is in Congress and Plaskett.
Next, you're going to tell me Maury Povich leaving is why they're all fatherless. Oh my gosh!
Yes, pretty much. Yes.
You realize they should never let us within 5 feet of each other.
I swear to God, we could get into a lot.
Your audience is the best for putting up with this, too.
We could get into a lot. I just have a feeling you and I, friend, we could get into a lot of trouble. You know, there are a lot of other things going on. Let's talk a little bit about Trump's economy. A lot of things happening. The Democrat Party is attempting to throw shade on the economy, pretending to say that. Here's what I'm saying. We're getting ready to go into 2025 or 2026, the 250th anniversary of America.
Yep.
On January 1st, the big beautiful bill really kicks in. We've had almost $20 trillion of investment. They can't lie big enough to cover up the success of Donald Trump, and they've been able to get away with it. That's why they keep coming up with the next thing. That's why they keep coming up with the government shutdown. That's why they've come up with this, and now they see, okay, now we have an angle. This is the next thing.
You and I have talked about this. I got a chance to sit down with Victor Davis Hanson, the legendary man himself.
I know.
Trump is in a reverse catch-22. Here's what I mean.
Okay.
If the Supreme Court strikes down some of his tariffs, not the national security ones, but Switzerland or something like that, which has already been solved, then the economy goes wild with investment excitement.
Yes.
But if they hold his tariffs into place, then the industrial manufacturing sector goes wild with expected excitement. So he is he doesn't lose here. Yeah. And by the way, Scott Bessent has done the most masterful job of articulating this particular stance, far better than I'm doing a job of. And we really are poised for a Q1 in 2026 that is going to be explosive. May I just say, the most economically unified that boomers and millennials have ever been.
Yeah. Well, we've never seen anything like this. It is historic. You've got somebody in office who truly is an executive, who has a track record.
Well said.
A track record. George Bush was an executive, a terrible president, just terrible. Both of them, by the way.
He tried to spell executive with a W.
Yes,
didn't work. work.
It didn't work so well. But you've got a guy here. This is a historic. This is why I moved to Washington, D.C., Tony, is because I knew this was going to be historic. Every day we wake up, it's historic. Every day you see him bringing in the Saudi prince. Who in the world have you ever seen slap a Saudi prince on the back or glad hand him like that? It's the reason why he's able to do that is because the world respects and to some degree fears Donald Trump. They would rather experience paradise on earth with the most powerful president who has ever been than dreaming of what's coming with however many virgins. That's why he's so powerful. That's why we haven't seen any massive terror attacks around the world. The world is becoming a more peaceful place as people are realizing that the prosperity of America means the prosperity of them.
You guys can't see this on the live stream, but I almost got out a Bic lighter and started waving it around like I was at a Creed concert.
Just use your flashlight on your phone.
Oh, I'm not that cringy. No, I thought you moved to D.C. because you were a masochist, but I got to say, the things that we are getting ready to see deserve the right kind of coverage. And again, that is why I praise the audiences. They are leaving the mainstream media in droves to see America celebrated properly. It's not cultist worship. It is inspiring and investing in the next generation to love this country like we do.
Yeah, and did you see the before the Dallas Cowboys, that duo, the black couple who did the national anthem? If you haven't seen that, I got to tell you, all this kneeling for the anthem, all of this bullcrap disappeared. There were black players and white players wiping tears from their eyes during that. We are about to experience the greatest rebirth of patriotism and faith that we've seen in our lifetimes. That's just the way it's going to be. It is. And they won't be able to lie big enough because the Democrat Party is in a death spiral to hell. I've been saying this for a while. They die like movie vampires. They are grabbing at us, clawing at us, trying to drag us into hell with them. And it's not going to work. It's not going to. And this new next thing, this Donald Trump wants to hang. It's not going to work. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. I got to talk to my streamer. Hey guys, it's Carson for Birch Gold. It's that time of year when Birch Gold let's say hi to the streamers. With every qualifying Tony purchase. Kennett right here. Okay, man. Let's see who's watching. Pat Carr, you're new. I haven't seen Pat Carr. Tax-sheltered IRA and gold. We get lots of newbies. These are the people on the rumbly roof. Pat Carr, she was from Missouri. She wasn't raised in Texas. Here's the thing about Jasmine Crockett. She's a Deb from St. Louis, okay? I know St. Louis. St. Louis is filled with, they still do debutante balls at private schools. She's a Deb. She's a Deb. She's a Deb. Tony, I'm telling you, she's a freaking Deb. She's a Deb. She speaks like this when she's in school, and then she tries to do, be all girlfriend and everything. Look at that handsome man. Look at that guy right there. My God, let's see here over on the YouTube. We got Adrian John and Has-Been Crockett. So don't wait. Text Rob. Only in Missouri can you change accents every 300 miles. Pretty much, yeah. Oh, dude. Missouri. Oh, dude. Columbia versus St. Louis versus Branson. Completely different. St. Louis.
Stop by Saturday, December 6th from 11 to 2 as they celebrate 215 years of craftsmanship.
Lambert's throwing rolls, baby. But in St. Louis, it's a soda.
Catalog of iron artistry.
It's a soda. In Maryville up north, it's a pop. That's how different it is.
Where Baltimore's history still
there are
goes
parts of
warm by
Missouri,
the
they say
forge.
Missouri.
Learn more at
St. Louis leans into Missouri. Central and South is Missouri.
I'm Dr. Amanda Young, gerontologist and CEO of Wesley Secure Care. And one thing I hear all the time is, I'm healthy. I'll never need long-term care. The truth is, planning early keeps you independent
Mickey Hastings, hello, good to see Alex Bowser,
so before
you're new.
you tell me you'll never need help, let's at
show
least make
the
sure that's a
meeting with
choice
the new
and
mayor?
not a
I'm not
surprise.
sure what that means
Learn more
exactly.
about how Wesley Secure Care can help you plan
The new mayor
smart
where?
and stay at home. Visit wesleysecurecare.org today.
For what? Oh, yes.
Hey, Rod, you got 4 minutes.
Yes. All right, here we go. I got to go library. There it is. Show me how to live by Audio Slave. All right, so more with Tony Kennett in a second from Daily Signal. And I want to mention something. Right now, through the end of the month, I would take advantage of this. Birch Gold is offering you free gold with your purchase of gold. How's that? A little bit of gold thrown in there. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? That's like buying a car and having them throw in another car. Crazy, right? Crazy, right? For every $20,000 that you invest in Birch Gold, and trust me, you know your retirement, you're going to need a whole heck of a lot more than that. Birch Gold's going to give you a little extra, a little something, as it were. And by the way, gold is now about 4,100. It went down to 4,000 on Monday, but it has gone up from 2,600 in January. Is your 401k doing that? No, it's lying there like Joe Biden's brainwaves. It's just lying there. Gold thrives in times of uncertainty. Central banks are buying gold, guys, and it's going to make it more precious and scarce. That's just the way it is. Here's what you got to do just to claim for an information kit, just to get the ball rolling. Although I would suggest you get it rolling pretty quickly because the deal for free gold ends at the end of the month. Text my name, Rob, to 989898 to claim your eligibility for a free info kit on gold. But your opportunity for free gold with purchase ends November the 30th, so don't wait. Text Rob to 989898 for details. A little bit more. Oh, this is Jason Crow being confronted by Elizabeth Vargas, who's done a nice job coming back in her career.
You're a former paratrooper, Army Ranger. You know better than most how crucial the chain of command is. You say you can refuse illegal orders. You must refuse illegal orders. What exactly are you telling the soldiers to do? Stand up and say no or quit?
No, we're telling the soldiers exactly what they're trained to do in basic training. Like I just...
Yeah, see, all of this is already in place. None of this is new to anyone who's in the military, okay? You were trying to foment something. You know it, you stepped in it, and now you're trying to cover it.
You have to follow the law. Right?
But what
Chain
does that
of command
mean precisely?
is really important, but above the chain, it means you follow the law. It means that if there's an unlawful order, if you're asked to violate the Constitution...
Yeah, it's always been that way.
You're not obligated to do that.
But we've never had sitting members of Congress go on a social media platform reaching millions of people, telling people to disobey orders without specifying what is illegal.
Let's use some examples, by the way. So, Abu Ghraib prison. Right?
Okay, yeah, let's go back 20 years then.
There were privates and junior enlisted...
Has nothing to do with right now.
...who were ordered to do things that were unlawful, and 11 of them ended up being criminally prosecuted. The My Lai massacre...
Okay, here we go. Now we're going back to Vietnam era.
Vietnam, where you had Private Durst and a warrant officer refused to massacre civilians. Wow. They were the heroes of that moment, but their commander, their Lieutenant Calley, actually...
I wonder how late they stayed up coming up with this tech to cover their butts.
Ordered it, and he went to prison. So,
hey, let's bring up the My Lai massacre. Yeah, throw the My Lai massacre in there. We'll get the boomers with that one, and then we'll do the Abu Ghraib with the millennials and the Gen Xers.
There are example after example in U.S. military history of people that are asked to do things that are unlawful, usually...
Yeah, John Wilkes Booth, the guy who helped them out. And honestly, I swear to God in heaven, they know that they bit off more than they can chew. They know that they're in hot water, and they know that it isn't going to resonate, but they're doing their level best to do the next thing. That's what they're trying to do. Let's take a break. Hour number 2 of the Rob Carson Show on this Friday, right ahead. Don't go anywhere.
No blind rhetoric.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think. Don't tell me how to think.
I trust NEWSMAX. NEWSMAX.
They don't tell me how to think. They let me decide.
Real news for real people.
I realize that, yeah, my family's still there. They're just not in the same house as me. And you know what? I don't have time for anything but joy. I'm not saying I won't experience sadness, but I want to make joy a really big part of my life. And the only person who's going to be able to do that is me. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that on the radio every day. I'm going to do that on the live stream every day. I'm going to do that on television every day. Because I'm worthless to you if I come in here and I'm not that person. And I can't entertain you and inform you and motivate and witness to you with my story. Because I think my story is important, particularly if you're struggling. So I'm back on top of the world, man. Going over to Heritage Foundation today and meeting Rob Bluey and some other people over there. I met Rob at CPAC. It's just so strange for me to be able to say, me, Rob Carson, went to Heritage Foundation in D.C. and was warmly received. People shaking my hand going, oh my God, Rob Carson, what the hell? When did that happen? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So I'm going to do my level best to make this the most joyous place you can go on a daily basis. We're going to cover serious stuff, but I'm going to do my level best to inspire and motivate you because we are in a spiritual and patriotic rebirth in this country, and I'm not going to let the sons of bees on the left bring it down. There you go. That's all. That's that. I think it sounds good, doesn't it? You know what? I'm going to play that song again that Jim Gossett produced earlier today about sedition because, you know, they had 6 members of Congress tell members of the military and the CIA to disobey orders with just saying that they're calling them illegal orders. But basically, disobey any order that you decide is illegal, okay? Donald Trump is tweeting, or I should say truthing this morning. It's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. He's not backing off. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set. President Donald Trump, and I'm with him. 100%, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jim Gossett.
Slotkin and Mark Kelly said the military. Trump's orders they should choose to ignore.
Brilliant.
Those 2 are quite awful. Their actions were unlawful, and that goes for the other 4.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's an outrage. It was a crime.
Yeah.
All 6 of them should be doing time.
They knew what they were doing.
Trump called all them traitors, as well as U.S. haters. They want to mess with his authority. The law they're clearly breaking. The prison should be taken. On that I think we all can agree. Call them out by their name. Make them hang their sorry heads in shame.
And here comes the big finale.
This is sedition against the USA. It is sedition. These 6 ought to pay. We all are wishing for a prison stay.
I think that'd be pretty cool, actually.
Democrats, it's too late. The 6 of you have sealed your fate. There's no chance you're gonna escape, no way. The sedition charge is here, and it's here to stay.
When in your life have you heard this? When in your life have you heard 6 members of Congress say that as a sitting president of the opposition was in office? When have you heard members of Congress tell the military and CIA, all branches, to defy orders you deem illegal? They've bitten off more they could chew. They know they've stepped in it. This is John Kiriakou, a former CIA operative. I believe he was on Jesse Waters' show last night.
This is right out of the CIA playbook. This is exactly what we were trained to do in those years that we were getting ready to go into the field. You're trained to destabilize. You're trained to make people distrust each other.
Yes.
And here it is playing out on Capitol Hill.
That's what they're trying to do, destabilize, tear apart. That's what the Democrat Party has been doing the last decade. That's what they've been doing. They've been flirting with civil war for the last decade. And now they've really stepped in it. And they've got a president who isn't going to take it anymore. Not going to take it anymore. Carl Higbie is a decorated veteran and an American badass, I might add. Last night, and this is one of the things that Carl Higbie does, he connects with people with his story, his language. Listen to his thoughts on this.
Our military is not pawns. We're not in some game. This is deeply personal to me. This is the story of my platoon that got stuck. I mean, we got stuck in the middle of a political game just like this. Almost got us killed, thrown in the brig, facing charges. At one point, the U.S. military considered turning us over, U.S. soldiers, over to the Iraqi court system so they could prosecute us where we'd likely be hung ourselves. Oh, you didn't hear about this story. Hold my beer. It's in this book. This is the story of how stupid political clickbait videos like Slotkin's have real consequences.
Yes.
You remember this guy from the movie American Sniper? This guy right here that was going around drilling holes in children's faces? In 2009, my platoon caught that guy in real life, the Butcher of Fallujah. He was also the man responsible for hanging 4 American contractors, one of which was a SEAL brother of mine, whose body was lit on fire, dangling from a bridge by his neck. My team caught that guy. We were authorized to use lethal force, and we exercised restraint to bring him back alive for the betterment of the mission, because we were one part, and we did it at great risk to ourselves. And because of orders, so he could be questioned by the CIA and save more lives. Imagine if we had violated that order. After all, we knew he killed one of our own, and he had a gun when we apprehended him. So, honestly, like, Democrats don't ever lecture me and my people on restraint and decorum. And when we brought him back, the same people who sent us on that mission, they turned around and court-martialed us for abusing him in custody, which we clearly did not do, which was proven by our full acquittals almost immediately in a courtroom, all because politicians wanted to have the talking point that they stood with the Iraqi people over their own soldiers.
Yeah.
And the generals, whose promotions need to be approved by the Senate, people by like Mark Kelly and Alyssa Slotkin, they bent the knee and they sacrificed me and my team at the altar of their political correctness.
And the Democrat Party could give a whip about the military. They never have. They certainly did in the last 4 years with all the woke nonsense that killed recruitment, all of the bullcrap being taught at military institutions, all of the woke DEI crap, the disintegration of the military. And all of a sudden, these jackasses just decide they're going to use them to foment their revolution, not thinking about the consequences of what they are doing, what they could possibly do to our military. This is why they have to be held accountable. This is why, by the way, Carl Higbie is such a powerful man on the radio or on television. Amazing, amazing gentleman. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
WCVM.
NEWSMAX, you like NEWSMAX. I like it too. NEWSMAX has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into NEWSMAX. You're watching NEWSMAX on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, NEWSMAX 2. And you're downloading our free NEWSMAX app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp. And they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why NEWSMAX is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get NEWSMAX on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with NEWSMAX. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
What does it say when the White House press secretary has to deny that the president wants Democratic members of Congress executed?
Well, Kate, it says we are in uncharted waters.
This is Senator Mark Kelly, who called for a seditious act, and here he is whipping out his service as some sort of a shield.
I mean, I never expected, after serving 25 years in the Navy, flying combat missions over Iraq and Kuwait, flying the space shuttle, that now I've got to worry about my personal safety and that of my wife, Gabby.
You didn't say anything. Your wife is Gabby Giffords. Yeah. I hate to tell you this, but Donald Trump was nearly assassinated twice because of the words of your party. So there's that. Honestly, you can do all the CYA you want. You can flash your badge of service. When you use your service as a shield for your stupidity and your irresponsibility, that's just disgusting. Just disgusting. I want to go to Mark in Baltimore on this Friday edition of the Rob Carson Show. Mark, welcome to the show. What's up, buddy?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Shalom. By the way, I want to wish you and all your listeners a meaningful Thanksgiving holiday.
Yes.
This coming Thursday of next week. Let me just tell you, with all that's discussed with the six that really are anti-military and everything, both my parents are veterans. Both my Abba and Ema served honorably in the Navy. My Abba's not alive anymore. My Ema is. And I tell you, my Ema's in her 80s, and she would be very distressed hearing all this because she loves this country. She fought for this country so we could have the freedom, to pursue religion, speech, press, and the like to maintain. And you have to maintain some sort of order. And both my parents served and maintaining and following orders and all that. Look, this is really a turn-off to all the veterans, active military, and those who are thinking about serving military in the future, are young folks in school who want to have a chance of a career after serving our country for 5 or 7 years, how long it takes, and all that. So they should be taking orders. These six and whatever, and people like them are not authorized to give orders.
No, they aren't.
Defend this country or anything like that.
And Mark realizes all this noise and all of this, crying to ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, and all that crap. Realize that what they said has never been said by 6 members of Congress. That has never been said. What they said, what they asked the military and the CIA to do, has never been asked before. This is uncharted territory, and it is dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. So they're going to try and act like, we didn't say anything, Donald Trump is threatening. What they said has never been said. It has never been done in such a fashion by people in Congress. So it cannot be forgotten. They have to be punished for what they said. Thanks for the call, bud. I appreciate you.
Thank you, and shalom, and a happy Thanksgiving holiday next week.
God bless you, brother, and happy Hanukkah this year. Yeah. I got this email at home. It says here, your cloud data is at immediate risk of deletion. Holy hell. We attempted to renew your Cloud Plus subscription, but your payment method has expired. As a result, your personal data is now at risk of being permanently removed from cloud. photos and videos shared in the cloud, contacts, calendars, reminders, notes, documents, app data. Oh my God, you'd better take action. If it's not taken by today, you'd better take action. Click here to update your payment. It was bullcrap. That's phishing. That's what I got. It just says cloud. It doesn't say iCloud. It doesn't say anything like that. This is the sort of crap that criminals throw at you on the web. This is why I have WebRoot Total Protection on this PC. Cybercrime spikes during the holidays, especially around Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Falling victim to cybercrime is the last thing anyone needs, especially during the holidays. And you know the B-words who sent me this would have gone nuts on my bank account. What if it's your kid? What if it's your elderly parent and they fall victim to it? Yeah. WebRoot Total Protection will protect them. 75% off right now if you go to webroot.com/Carson. Webroot.com/Carson. This is what they do. You may be smart enough to get past it, or you may be wise enough to get past it, or you whatever, but maybe there are other members of your family who don't have the experience you do, and they will put themselves or you in jeopardy. Real-time antivirus protection against emerging threats like malware, ransomware, phishing scams, firewall, and network monitor. 90% retention when you get WebRoot. 90% of the people who've had WebRoot the last 20 years have kept it because it's a great product. WebRoot.com/Carson. WebRoot.com/Carson. By the way, the mayor of New York City is in Washington, D.C. today. And he has done a lot of, threatening and bloviating. And I mentioned he's like that little chihuahua on the side of the fence and the pit bulls on the other side. And you go to the gate and the little chihuahua's just barking like crazy. Like somebody in their car when they're honking at you and flip you off and all that, or trolls on the interweb. If you ever met them in person, they'd cry like little B-words. But anyway, here is Karoline Leavitt about the communists coming.
I will just add, it speaks volumes that tomorrow we have a communist coming to the White House because that's who the Democrat Party elected as the mayor of the largest city in the country. I think it's very telling, but I also think it speaks to the fact that President Trump is willing to meet with anyone and talk to anyone and to try to do what's right on behalf of the American people, whether they live in blue states or red states.
I am interested to see what the president says. I don't think we're going to hear a lot of it, but I don't think it's going to be particularly warm. I'll just say that. Mary Walter joins us next because it's Friday and she's awesome. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Quince.com. I've lost some weight. Been working out. I'm single again. I'm ready to look good. I've not taken the time to feel good about myself or shop for myself really for a long time, but I chose Quince. There's so many bad brands out there. Quince.com gives you the value and quality, not just cheap stuff that looks lousy, doesn't last. I got an amazing blazer from Quince that looks great with dress pants, khakis, or jeans, and I know it'll look timeless for years. Go to quince.com/newsmax for free shipping on your orders and 365-day returns. Quince also has gifting covered beyond clothing, too. You can pick up anything for home, bath, kitchen, or travel. Give and get timeless holiday staples that last with Quince. Go to quince.com, that's QUINCE.com/Newsmax for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/Newsmax. Give and get timeless quality staples that last this season with Quince. That's quince.com/Newsmax.
The House wants me to testify about Jeffrey Epstein, but I've got lots to cover up, if you know what I mean. They'll ask me about the island, on what went on down there. I could go and tell the truth, but I wouldn't dare. I am dodging subpoenas, and so is my wife. We will try to dodge them for the rest of our lives. We are dodging subpoenas. Comer says we'll fail, 'cause if we keep on dodging, he will send us to jail. We are dodging subpoenas. Could find us in contempt from prosecution. We are not exempt. We are dodging subpoenas because we are afraid. She isn't running, and we're so grateful. That woman was oh so hateful. She's a national disgrace. That's Nancy with a Botox face. Her star was rapidly fading. She's as corrupt as can be. She made millions from insider trading. Where is the SEC? Nancy Pelosi was a lousy speaker. She tried to make our country weaker. I'm glad they will replace Miss Nancy with a Botox face.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Mary had a little lamb. His fleece was white as snow, yeah. Everywhere the child went.
I almost OD'd on Mary Walter this week.
Go, yeah.
I was on her podcast. I was on
followed her to school.
Wendy Bell's show with her. My God. Maybe I should just let her have the loft in my apartment, for God's sake. Mary Walter. How you doing?
Well, I can't get enough of you, Rob Carson.
No, stop it, you. Stop. No, keep it going. So we got a lot of stuff on the plate today. We'll start with the serious stuff. Donald Trump is doubling down on these seditious six. We'll just call them the seditious six. And of course they are now going to the media and whining, saying Donald Trump wants us murdered. Oh my God! I was talking earlier about this, and we've never seen anything like this. We've never heard this from Congress. This cannot just be waved off.
No, it cannot, but it will be.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
This drives me crazy.
That's what I'm afraid of.
They knew darn well what they were doing.
Yep.
They knew darn well what the message was.
Yep.
But when confronted by Martha McCallum, they could not answer. And they backpedaled. Now they're all backpedaling, but they're brilliant. Democrats are so stinking good at messaging. It drives me crazy because the Republicans haven't got on to that yet.
Yeah, and they're really good at playing victim.
Yes.
I mean, look what they tried to do with Epstein. You got Plaskett texting freaking Jeffrey Epstein, the scumbag of the universe, the most filthy, foul human being you could ever possibly imagine. She's texting him, getting coached by him, and they're playing victim. What the hell?
But there were Republicans who voted with Democrats to not censure her.
I know. Oh, God, just grow some balls for Christ's sake.
Again, for the umpteenth time, this is why I'm not a registered Republican.
I swear to God.
Because they're losers. I don't sign up for losers.
I got to tell you, ridiculous. Zoran Mandami is in Washington, D.C. I said that, you know how people are when they drive their cars. When you get in a car and you experience road rage, you think you're just made of steel. It's the same thing on social media. You can say anything you want on social media, but if you actually confront someone face to face, you're a little meow meow. He's that chihuahua on the other side of the fence with the pit bull, and today they opened the gate. So... I would love to be a fly on the wall in the meeting when that little punk who's done all these threats, Donald Trump's got to go through me if he's going to deport illegals. I wonder how that is going today.
It's so, God, don't you want to know, like, I'm dying now. But I want to, they could have put that on pay-per-view, and he could have made all the money he needs for his transition team, right?
Oh, I swear.
Did you see he's begging for more money? It's not just $1 million now for his transition team. Now he needs $4 million.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's so funny how inexpensive socialism is, right?
Rather than paying, how about instead of paying for a transition, how about they just identify as a new administration?
There you go. Save yourself a lot of money.
No,
why don't they all work for free? They should work for free for the better good. They're not capitalists after all, right?
You know what? He's like,
they shouldn't get more money than they need.
You've been to a petting zoo, right? And you get the feed out of the little thing for a quarter, and you're holding in your hand a little goat's eat out of your hand. Zoran's the goat.
Yeah, they should be saying, Democrats, Republicans rather, if they were smart, but again, they're not.
No.
We've established that many times over.
Yes.
They should sit there, but why are they making this much money? That's more than the average person, the average salary in Manhattan. They shouldn't make more than that. Let's be socialists. Let's do it. Let's put our money literally where our mouths are.
Well, did you see him? Did you see him yesterday? He was talking about his free bus rides, and he and I, the Seattle mayor. I'm calling her Veruca Salt because the other day she says, "I want." Literally, in her, she said, "I want and I want." And I want. No, I mean, it wasn't like we need or Seattle would be better. It was, I want. So she's Veruca Salt. And that's what happens when you put children in charge. And she is a child. She's an adult child. Zoran Mandami, the same way. He's got a wish list, and he loves it because he didn't have to pay for it. And he's talking about free bus rides. And the reality is hitting him that he can't raise taxes autonomously. And $600 million is what he's got to come up with for the free bus rides. And if you listen to him, his answers are so shallow. I don't see how any of this is going to get accomplished.
Well, it's not going to get accomplished. We know it's not going to get accomplished. What Democrats have made, they're smart. They're so smart. And Republicans are so stupid. They're so smart. They learned with Obama that you can put someone up who's an empty suit, who doesn't have a lot behind them, and therefore is anything you want him to or her to be. Everyone calls Jasmine Crockett a dummy. And look what she did with the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing and that dentist and all of that, right? By the way, that dentist said he's going to donate to her campaign. He's going to donate to her, so now everyone can say that Jeffrey Epstein donated to her. But they're smart. Look what they did it in New Jersey. They did it in Virginia in the gubernatorial races. They take these politicians that don't have a high profile, who really don't have much of a voting record. I mean, Mikey Sherrill missed 40% of the votes in the Senate, right? I know. So they don't really have a stand on anything. So you can't define them. And they're flimsy, and they put them up, and these people will, in exchange for the fame and the money that comes along with that, do whatever they're told to do.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happening. Jasmine Crockett does whatever she's told to do. That's why they wanted Harris, because we know she will do anything she has to for fame and money, right? It's the fame.
Yeah.
And we know she did. So this is what the Democrats are running on, and it's a winning formula for them with their base.
Well, you know, I mentioned to Tony Kennett a little while ago that this is all because...
Talk about Tony during this, really? We have to talk about Tony?
Yeah, Tony, he's man, he is awesome. I tell you what, it was so awesome to have him.
Oh, my God, it's a bromance, and I'm stuck in the middle.
Tony was in here, and I was talking about how Jerry Springer's death is actually ushered in this and allowed people, former panelists for the Jerry Springer Show, to become members of Congress, like Jasmine Crockett and like Stacey Plaskett. I think this is all the result of the death of Jerry Springer. These people, it's like letting animals back into the wild. That's kind of what is happening.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, unfortunately, the viewers are voting for them.
Well, but they are, but the Democrats have figured out what their base will vote for.
Yeah. And they also take advantage. They take advantage of grievance. Obviously, they play to the grievance mob.
Yes.
They play to the victim mob. They've made people victims, even though they're not victims. Michelle Obama, my God, I feel so bad for that poor woman. She has, honestly, she straightens her hair because white people make her do it, for God's sake.
Yeah, she's the most depressed, powerful woman ever, right?
I swear to God, if I had a place in Martha's Vineyard and on Hawaii, on the shore, with $100 million in the bank account, I'd be happy as hell.
Yeah, but see, they can't be happy. If Michelle Obama actually projected that she was happy, the base wouldn't like her.
I suppose.
Because their lives revolve around being miserable. You're not allowed to be happy.
Oh, well, they tried. They tried the faux joy thing at the DNC convention, and nobody believed that.
Yeah, I know. Wasn't that hilarious? But can I just say one more thing about him, Donnie? Just going back to that.
Yes.
Is he knew when he was promising all this stuff that he couldn't get it done.
Of course he
knew
did.
that.
Of course.
And all he's going to do is the Democrat playbook. He's going to blame the legislature.
Yes, of course.
The legislature won't give us the money.
Yes.
So they're going to need more progressives, more socialists in the state legislature in order to make the money flow. And then when the money doesn't flow, they blame Trump. It's Trump's fault. Even if Trump isn't president in 3 years, it's still Trump's fault. He said he wasn't going to do. It's exactly what's happening.
Lenin used useful idiots. Things haven't changed. Things haven't changed. Let's take a break and come back more with Mary Walter on the other side of the break. This is the Rob Carson Show.
WCBM and 99.9 FM in Harford County.
Also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly.
Oh.
Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
Oh.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that has been related to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people that you
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans...
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Oh, my God. You know, I was thinking, Jasmine Crockett makes the whole world dumber. That's how stupid she is.
Actually, she makes me feel really smart.
I suppose, but unfortunately, her lack of intelligence draws IQ points away from you. You just don't know it because you've got quite a few. Not as many as me. Not as many as me, certainly, but...
Here's the thing, again... We laugh at her and say she's dumb.
Yeah.
But
she is.
She's going to get away with this.
I know she is.
Karoline Collins did not press her on this at all, period, because the media is complicit, and the media allows the Democrats to run this game.
Of course they do, and that's why they're doing the game and not challenging the seditious six, among other things. I want to move on to some other things. I want to move on to some other things that are kind of fun here. This is from the age of Karen, by the way. A woman named Lorraine Forbes hoped to spark a connection with a stranger, and she threw a message in a bottle into the ocean. She was dismayed. She was dismayed. She was in Eastbourne, England, by the way. She was dismayed because she got a message back. And it was someone writing her because she put her email and everything on it. It said, "Please stop throwing rubbish in the sea. It goes into the bay. Anyway, many thanks, a rubbish picker."
That's hilarious. Did you ever do that as a kid? Did you ever, I remember vividly doing this with my grandparents on the bridge between Point Pleasant and Brielle. And they gave a Coca-Cola bottle, and I wrote a message, and we put it in, and they sealed it up, and I got to throw it in, and then I got to watch it, take it with the current.
Did you ever get a response?
No, I don't think I put my address in there. I don't think I did anything. I just put a message on it. I don't remember that much.
We would have done that in Iowa, but it would just float to the other side of the lake.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you live in Iowa.
I mean, what are we going to throw into the Missouri River and hope somebody down
you could hide them in the cornfields.
There you go. Here's, I don't know how to feel about this. When I get a little extra money, I am going to invest in Elon Musk's robot company. I'm not kidding, because robots are going to take care of us in our nursing homes. I want you to know that, Mary. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Ew.
No, it's going to happen.
To be insanely creepy. They're really super creepy.
Well, yeah, they're robots.
Number one.
Yeah.
They're creepy, and they're weird and creepy. They creep me the heck out. No.
Was Rosie the robot in the Jetsons creepy? What the hell? I think you got to be. You know what you are? You're robotist.
I am.
You are
100%. I'm head of the robotist club, as a matter of fact. They're creepy and weird. No, thank you. And isn't that all under Tesla in general?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to get a robot.
The robots, everything's under Tesla.
Oh, I'm getting a robot. I am so getting a robot. Hell yeah, I'm getting a robot.
Of course you are.
Yeah, because we can do my dishes, or she, or whoever. I don't even, he, she, they.
You have a dishwasher, don't you?
Yeah, well, I want a robot to unload it and everything. I'm going to get a robot. I swear to God, I'm going to get a robot. So,
wait. You're going to buy a $20,000 robot because you don't want to unload your dishwasher? Well, that seems sensible.
There are other tasks, my dear. Thank you very much. cleaning the bathtub. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff they can do around the house. I'm going to get a robot eventually. They're going to come down in price. It'll be like microwaves. They were really expensive ones. You'll be able to get you can go to the used robot place and pick up a used robot. It'll be easy. It'll be just like Star Wars. So as AI chatbots powered by large language models become better at mimicking human connection, they're doing this. They are now apparently an international research group has found that some people who have engaged in a connection with an AI are beginning to have not only just degrees of engagement from platonic relationships to erotic role play. Now they're actually having AI children with their AI partners. One 66-year-old male participant who probably has never been with a woman says she was and is pregnant with my babies.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing.
Yes.
They've progressed from the sex dolls. Remember, HBO had a whole special on that. Remember that?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, yes.
So, but here's the thing.
What?
Here's the upside to all of this. They can get their Lunchables delivered via Amazon or Walmart or Instacart or whatever. So they get their Lunchables delivered to them. They're all living on SNAP and disability and everything else, right?
That's
because
true.
they're not fit to go out among human beings.
That
and
is true.
Actually, I'm okay with that. Keep them off the streets.
Honestly, and it keeps you from engaging with real people, because I think if you did, it'd be dangerous. You're exactly right.
And now having this, since no woman will have anything to do with these men, and let's face it, men don't want anything to do with these so-called women, right? So, which I doubt if a lot of these are women. This is, I guarantee you, this is 99% dudes who got spent a lot of times in lockers in junior high school.
Probably, absolutely.
And there's just socially awkward, and instead of adapting and learning and on how to better themselves and become not so weird, they're just going to double down on the weird, let their freak flag fly, and that's going to be it. And they'll have a robot.
Yeah, and then go to Comic-Con once a year. All right, we got to go. Where can people find your glorious work, Mary Walter?
You can find me on NEWSMAX. You can find my podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Getter, YouTube, Rumble. Just look for Mary Walter Radio. Boom. Oh, and I'll be on the Wendy Bell Show this weekend with Rob Carson.
Oh, it's a good one, too. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. All right. Hi, kids. Sorry, we had some audio issues the last break when I talked to you. I apparently left the audio up. Heard Alicia Slotkin is married to Jake Sullivan. Not sure, but you can Google it, Mickey Hastings. Adrian John, what up? Say we can dance if we want to. We can dance. Okay, I'm not sure what that safety dance. Are you doing that? Let's see. Who else is watching America? Marcy, hello. Got a new name here. Zaid Jamin, New York, something or other. Welcome to the show. You put an American flag up there. You're obviously a patriot. Let's look over to the Facebook. Where Squall White is hanging out in Dale Arsenal. And Chris Schwab, are you guys having a good Friday? Vicky Stevens, hey, don't catch the stupid, Rob. No, I've been inoculated, baby. And listening to my show is the vaccine. Thank you very much. Let's look over on the YouTube-aloo. No, we just did, actually. Let's do the Rumbly-roo. Rumbly, Shuttered is there. Dang, I was busy and forgot about the show today. Shame on you, Shuttered. What the hell is your problem? Carrie R. Corley, hello. Glad to have you joining us today. Pat Carr. Hello, Pat Carr. Skins Girl 516. Are you going to have to change your name to Commander's Girl? I'm not sure. I was talking about that. Gary Madden, hi, what up? Gary Madden says, I say John Bolton is Captain Kangaroo in disguise. No, Captain Kangaroo is an evil. Carrie Corley says, sedition and treason are different. Yeah, you're right. Sedition and treason. I get you. Anyway, yeah, we had a little bump with the stream a little while ago. It got interrupted like Joe Biden in the middle of the night. But the stream is going again just fine. All right, I got to come back and talk.
Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
Here we go.
99.9 FM in Harford County.
Gonna have about 3 minutes here.
Yesterday, Dick Cheney's funeral, and you always want to have reverence for the dead and all that. I am not as differential I think he's, whatever. I'm literally like 8 miles from the cathedral. I could smell the brimstone and see the sidewalks begin to crack because they were getting ready to welcome him. I'll just put it that way. They had the usual cabal. You had the George Bush there. You had old Mike Pence, who will never be the president. He will never be. And listen to this pompous, arrogant A. Okay? Listen to Mike Pence outside. He says he did the right thing in 2020. He is on this pedestal. And his daughter, of course, was the chair of the Jan 6 committee, which wasted $16 million chasing a unicorn that didn't exist. And by the way, the 2020 election was rigged and stolen. So this makes Mike Pence a bigger a-hole than you could ever imagine.
There's almost not a day gone by in the last 4.5 years that I haven't had people in public life and everyday Americans from every background.
I got to tell you, I used to kind of admire this type of Republican, I guess, until a guy named Donald Trump came along. And I realized what fakes they are.
Express appreciation for the role that we played 4.5 years ago. I always believe by God's grace we did our duty.
Oh, dear God, he is bringing God into it. He's acting like God would be on his side. Are you kidding?
On that fateful day.
On that fateful day, and God and Almighty in the prayer, and the God in the Constitution and the liberty in the United States. And la, 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 la.
But when it came to Vice President Cheney, when we were here for a funeral not long ago, and he leaned over next to me and just said to me in his usual terse manner, he said, "You did the right thing." And I said...
now we know we did the wrong thing.
Dick will always cherish that, and I always will. Look, he was a man of principle.
Okay. You keep telling yourself that, buddy. I got to tell you, so done with that man. This is why the Republican Party no longer is run by that man and the people who sat in the pews at that funeral yesterday. They never will get my vote ever, ever, ever. And Donald Trump has changed everything. Everything. Last hour of the show is right ahead. So much to get to, I can't promote it right now. You're just going to have to wait and listen. Don't go anywhere.
now.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is the Rob Carson Show, and by the grace of God, it is finally Friday. Next week it is Thanksgiving. I'm going to be off, obviously, Thanksgiving and Friday, by the way. But I'm going to be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Tuesday and Wednesday night, I'm going to be on the Right Squad with Chris Plant on Newsmax. That should be fun. So I'm going to be headed into the DC studio and doing the show in one of the panelists. I'm going to be a panelist on the show. It's going to be fun. I'm not sure if they're ready for me. It's going to be fun. So, and by the way, I want to mention my show, Rob Carson's What in the World, is a Sunday night on Newsmax, 8:30, following the Dr. Michael Savage show. And this weekend is Off the Hook. And, you know, I've been able to, one of the things when you're a performer is that you have to play through the pain, right? It's like being an athlete. I mean, I'm loosely, obviously. But it is. You have to go out and you have to do the show regardless of what's happening. What's happening in your life, whether that's moving across the country, whether it's divorce or all that stuff. But it can impact how you perform. And I will tell you, this weekend show is phenomenal. I'm very proud of it. I spend a lot of times on this little half-hour show. I generally start the week before. It runs on Sunday. So a week before, on Saturday, is when I start writing the show. And I start gathering clips for the show. And then Sunday, I get all the clips for the show and write a good share of the script. Then Monday, I write the script, put together the show. Tuesday, I tape the show. So for a half hour, I do 4 days working this thing. And so I hope you will check it out, because if you don't, I'm going to be very sad, because I put a lot. You know what? I made this meal here, and you're not going to eat it. Do you know what this feels? I want to put a little, mom guilt on you, little Jewish or Catholic mom guilt on you. I worked for 3 days on this show, and you're not going to watch this show? What do you think I do this show for? Do you know how hard it is to do this show? I could do other things with my time than do this show, but I do this show for you. How's that? Did that work? How about just watch it because it's funny? I think that's a good idea. Let's do some good news, and for that we need our good news jingle.
We love to win. Winning, so much winning. It's lots of winning, 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 lots of winning. It's oh so good.
You know, there's a lot of great things happening with the economy. The turkey dinner is going to be down about 25% this year. You've got inflation stagnant right now. You've got $19 trillion in new manufacturing coming to the country. You've got to close the southern border. You've got peace in the Middle East. You've got peace deals around the world. You got gas prices. I filled up my car in Northern Virginia in the Alexandria area for about $2.50 today. That's a big deal, because when I got here, it was $3.50. I'm not kidding. It was crazy. I almost filled the next guy's car. It was like, what? Hell, I'll put you. Get over here. Come here. Let me put this in here. No, I'll take care of it for you. I was feeling generous. Here's Howard Lutnick. He's an economic advisor for Donald Trump, and he says that you are just seeing the beginning, and next year is going to be ridiculous.
It's just setting up for where we're going. You know, the big, beautiful bill starts January 1st. Yeah. You start getting depreciation. The factories are going to come online. You are going to see job numbers.
No interest if you buy an American-made car. No tax on tips. All of you who require tips and live on tips, whether you're waiting tables or driving Uber or Uber Eats or all of that, it's tax-free. It's tax-free. You want wait staff. I know you got to give some to the bartenders and all that, and you got to share it a little bit, but you don't have to share any with the federal government anymore.
In the second half of next year that are going to blow you away. Yeah. And these are just the right kind of jobs. We've got to train these people. Yeah. We've got to get those people in America into the workforce.
I don't believe any of that happened when Joe Biden was the president.
For these great paying jobs. And I think really America, the golden age, which Donald Trump talks about, he is literally saying we are going to build manufacturing in America, and these jobs are going to blow the numbers away.
I believe that too, actually. You know, when I was growing up, it was American-made, and I'm not meaning to sound cliche here. American-made meant something. we saw manufacturing leave our cities, leave our small towns that had factories, building whatever, went out of business. They became much fewer and far between. And that's coming back. Barack Obama said manufacturing, well, nothing I can do. I can't read a magic wand. He's an academic. He's an idiot academic Marxist. He had no idea how to run an economy because he's never done a job. Remember when George Bush said jobs Americans won't do? Guess what? There's no job Americans won't do, you buffoon. Ugh. Oh, by the way, also, if you have a 401k, you better sit down for this because it's pretty damn good. The average 401k balance jumped 9% from a year ago. According to Fidelity, up to about $144,400. Average individual retirement account balance rose 7% over the year. Can you believe that? Roth IRA, of course, lets you contribute $24K. And a key difference is that contributions to a Roth are taxed up front, so individuals' withdrawals in retirement are tax-free. There you go. But there you go. That's pretty amazing. Number of 401k accounts with a balance of $1 million or more jumped to 654,000. I'm not in that group, by the way, because I work in radio. And up 10% from the second quarter. The number of IRA-created millionaires also increased by 11.5% from the previous quarter to 559,000. That's pretty good news, isn't it? I think it's pretty good news. So there you go. And it's kind of funny because, Joe Biden destroyed the housing market. When Joe Biden was president, he let all these illegals come in, you see. And that caused a shortage in housing. It caused the price of housing to double. And here's Hakeem Jeffries. He says it wasn't Joe Biden who did that. It was climate change.
Home ownership has become unaffordable.
Yeah, because of Joe Biden. Prices were half as much when he took office.
In far too many places, ripping away the possibility of home ownership.
Why didn't you say anything about that when the price of owning a first home, or I should say the age of owning a first home, went to 40?
For millions of Americans. And we know that home ownership has always been central to the great American dream.
You've never said these words ever, Hakeem Jeffries.
And so it's incredibly important that we deal with the climate crisis.
Oh, dear God in heaven.
Because there is only one Earth. There is no...
Oh, my God. I don't know. Is that some sort of a distraction? Is there something going on that he's trying to distract from? There's only one reason that you'd say something that stupid, honestly. Joy Reid, by the way, who has no sway whatsoever, says that she is going to cause a massive boycott. I'm not talking about her, not having anything to do with men. I think that just happens naturally. But it's something different. It's when you decide you're not going to shop somewhere. And here she is. She says because some of these companies like Amazon are getting rid of the DEI nonsense that she is going to spark a boycott.
Dear retailers who've decided you don't like diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah, because it's a scam.
Or you really love ICE and you have no problem with them busting into your establishment.
100% I love ICE. I love that they're arresting a lot of illegals. I think it's really cool.
To drag people away.
Yeah, I know. Well, they don't usually drag them away unless they're kicking and screaming.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We ain't buying it.
Yeah, you're not buying it.
I mean, for real, for real.
For real, for real? She's getting all girlfriend here.
We ain't buying it.
We ain't buying it.
We ain't buying that.
She's talking about Amazon. I'm going to just order something off Amazon that I don't even need just because of, oh, no, I do that regularly anyway. Yeah, I didn't need that. Yeah.
We ain't buying that.
Home Depot, no.
And we definitely ain't buying that.
Oh, not going to Target either.
No.
Not going to go to Target.
I'm sorry, did I stutter?
Yeah.
We ain't buying it.
Yeah, you know what?
We ain't buying
I think it's you, yourself, and you is who is not going to be buying it because nobody listens to you at all. Nobody listens to you at all. Like she's going to start a boycott. That's like if I said, all right, I'm not going to shop at Lowe's anymore. We're boycotting him. Who's with me? You would see no drop in traffic at Lowe's. Not one little bit. Oh, here is Jasmine Crockett. Dear God in heaven, I hate to do this to you on a Friday. And again, I apologize for the IQ points lost when you hear her. But don't worry, you'll make them up over the weekend. Here she is saying that Donald Trump is going to allow lynchings.
Gonna do? They not even going. Honestly, they're about to.
They not even going. Is what they not even going.
Outlaw the idea of white supremacy and white hate. Like they.
Oh yeah, we'll outlaw the idea of white supremacy. That's possible. Yeah, we'll just outlaw it. There you go.
They're about to be like, oh, that's not a thing. Forget the fact that you're talking about getting rid of like the classification for nooses in a time in which
getting rid of the classification for nooses.
We have seen these random black bodies be strung up down south.
These random black bodies be strung up down south. That hasn't happened. It happened with a lot of Democrats in the late 1800s and early 20th century.
Also, seemingly at a time in which you're back in office, because what you do is you embolden the hate. You embolden everybody to take off their hoods. That is what he has done. He is the one that is producing this violence. Listen.
Oh my God. It is, again, I'm sorry. I mean, my IQ dropped enough. I lost my place. How did I get here? Honestly, unbelievable. Wow. This is all because Jerry Springer died. And I mentioned this earlier. This is the reason why she's in office. She would be on a Jerry Springer panel, but he died, and so she had to do something with her time, and she became a member of Congress. That's what happened. I'm standing by it. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
Law enforcement isn't to prevent crime. Law enforcement solves crime, not necessarily prevent them from happening.
Buffoon. Jasmine, she is a buffoon. District no longer exists. Out of the Congress real soon. I'll be glad when she's gone from D.C. No, Jasmine, it will be pure bliss. I know that this may not sound PC. That mouth on her I will not miss. Buffoon. Jasmine is a total fake. Her ghetto accent's not real. How much more can we take? Buffoon. She was drawn out of her seat. Will be in Congress no longer. Her leaving will be a treat.
Well, they have a lot of cats, and they're mostly Democrats like B.B. Harris. They cry when they lose. From their left-wing views, I wish they'd spare us. They're cat ladies. Whoa, 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 they're cat ladies. Talking about some miserable ladies who have clearly lost their minds.
People that are pro-life, I hate you.
Got called out by J.D. Vance. When he had the chance, he really nailed them. They're too dumb to know. Kamala and Joe have really failed them. They're cat ladies. Don't have a child, they're cat ladies. Talking about some miserable ladies who are out of their minds.
9 FM in Harford County.
Got a rejoin.
Dig it.
Fasten your seatbelt, Deep State. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. It's the Rob Carson Show.
It is the Rob Carson Show, and it's Friday. It's Friday. We're going to talk to Christian Toto, Hollywood and Toto at the bottom of the hour. Disney's got another live-action version of an animated classic, I guess, Moana. Yeah, I saw it once. It was all right. I wasn't a big fan of Moana. It's because you're a racist. No, it wasn't that great. There's a lot of other ones that are much better. So anyway, we'll talk to him about that, among other things. I wonder how that meeting with Zohran Mamdani is going over there in the White House. I would love to be a fly on the wall over there, man. Because Zohran, he talks a good game. He's never, the guy had to have a spotter to bench one plate. So, really. And he talked a lot of smack. Do I have I think I might have him actually talking some smack here. Hold on one second. I had hold on one second. Mamdani. Yeah, here he is. Oh, yeah, here he is. Listen to this. This is him.
But if you want to pursue your promise to create the single largest deportation force in American history, or your promise to persecute and punish your political enemies, then you will have to get through me to do that here in New York City.
Whoa, that's
but if you want to pursue...
That's quite a threat going through you. That's kind of like when you get fast food in a paper bag and the grease comes through on the paper in the bottom. That's about how tough you'd be to get through. Oh, I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. We live in amazing times. The Democrat Party, they have some of the dumbest people in that party you could ever imagine. I mean, I worry about how far we've descended as a culture that these people are able to be elected. Stacey Plaskett, she's not even a real member of Congress, was in a hearing and she was texting pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. She was receiving texts from Jeffrey Epstein. And here's what she said happened.
But like many constituents, individuals get your phone number, they text you about issues, they speak with you.
Then why didn't you talk to Bill from Virgin Islands during that, or Nancy? She lives there. Why if Nancy wanted to talk about beach erosion or something? Would you have answered her texts? No, because you were texting a freaking pedophile.
I have spoken with him about issues that are relevant, things that are going on in the Virgin Islands and elsewhere around the country.
How ironic.
Right, but on that day that we're talking about, you initiated the text exchange at 7:55 in the morning.
Yeah, that's true.
So why were you even texting with Epstein at the time? He was a known sex offender.
Pedophile.
Sure. I explain to people I've been a prosecutor for many years, and there are a lot of people who have information that are not your friends that you use to get information to get at the truth.
Just so unbelievably, ridiculously stupid. Bill and Hillary. Like this is going to happen, all right? Bill and Hillary risk prison over Epstein's silence. Chairman James Comer said this week that Bill and Hillary could face criminal exposure. Ooh, well, Bill's done that before. Related to newly serviced Jeffrey Epstein documents. We expect to hear from Bill and Hillary Clinton, Comer said on Just the News. Donald Trump answered questions for years about Jeffrey Epstein. Every day he gets asked questions about Epstein, and he answers them in front of the American people. We have subpoenaed, careful with that, Bill, subpoenaed. You don't want to whip your subpoena out. Republicans and Democrats, although there is no evidence that Clinton's committed any crime. Suggested possible legal exposure. Again, be careful. Inject new tension. Exposure and inject in the same sentence with Bill Clinton. That's just crazy. New tension into an already charged debate over transparency, accountability, blah, 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 blah. Flight records show Clinton took several trips on Epstein's plane, 2002, 2003, sometimes getting rid of Secret Service. Yeah. Let me see. The Clintons never have responded. They've been given a subpoena, and the Clintons haven't responded. They're the one group in the investigation that hasn't had to answer any questions. So the Clintons, by the way, you know that Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro went to jail because they refused to answer a subpoena and appear before a House committee investigating January the 6th. So they're threatening Bill and Hillary with prison is what they're saying, and I'm doubting that's going to happen. I mean, we'd like to think that nobody's above the law, but the Clintons are way above it, even though they're criminals.
The House wants me to testify about Jeffrey Epstein.
Jim Gossett.
But I've got lots to cover up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They'll ask me about the island, on what went on down there.
Down there.
I could go and tell the truth, but I wouldn't dare.
I wonder how many stained dresses.
I am dodging subpoenas, and so is my wife. We will try to dodge them for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, you will.
We are dodging subpoenas. Comer says we'll fail, because if we keep on dodging, he will send us to jail.
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
We are dodging subpoenas. Could find us in contempt from prosecution. We are not exempt. We are dodging subpoenas.
That is Jim Gossett. If you want to help out Jim and support him, go to patreon.com, Jim Gossett Comedy. Patreon.com, Jim Gossett Comedy. So, you know, it's the giving season, and Birch Gold is not exempt from that. Birch Gold wants to give you some free gold. Yeah. For every $20,000 invested, Birch Gold's going to send you free gold to your house. How's that sound? Yeah. Gold started out this year at $2,600. It's $4,100. And it's going to resume that meteoric rise. It's just the way it is because, you know, banks around the world, central banks are buying gold. People are recognizing the value of gold. And they are scooping it up. Maybe you should too before it gets too high. Before you can buy less gold with more money. You want to diversify your savings into gold? Birch Gold can help you. Plus, through November 30th, get free gold with a qualifying purchase. So there you go. You heard what I said about 401ks a little while ago. It's nice to diversify. To get the ball rolling, just text my name, Rob, you know it, to 989898 to claim your eligibility for a free info kit on gold. The opportunity for free gold again ends November 30th. Hell, it's already the 21st. It's the 21st of what? It's November, isn't it? Yeah. That's the Thanksgiving month. Yeah, it's the 21st, so you got nine days. You better get on it, okay? Text Rob to 989898 for Birch Gold to get some free gold and diversify your portfolio into a precious metal that is becoming more precious by the day, like my show. Okay, maybe not the best comparison. We got Christian Toto, Hollywood in Toto, joining us on the other side of this here commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Quince.com. I've lost some weight, been working out, I'm single again. I'm ready to look good. I've not taken the time to feel good about myself or shop for myself really for a long time, but I chose Quince. There's so many bad brands out there. Quince.com gives you the value and quality, not just cheap stuff that looks lousy, doesn't last. I got an amazing blazer from Quince that looks great with dress pants, khakis, or jeans, and I know it'll look timeless for years. Go to quince.com/newsmax for free shipping on your orders and 365-day returns. Quince also has gifting covered beyond clothing, too. You can pick up anything for home, bath, kitchen, or travel. Give and get timeless holiday staples that last with Quince. Go to quince.com, that's QUINCE.com/newsmax for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/newsmax. Give and get timeless quality staples that last this season with Quince. That's quince.com/newsmax.
What do we do? What are we going to do? How do you stop this?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. I love California. It's the greatest country in the world. Greatest country in the world. But that's why it pisses me off to see Californians running through the fields where they work from ICE agents or troops in our streets.
It's just illegals, actually.
Horrifying.
It's horrifying.
It's absolutely
or cancer research
horrifying.
Being canceled.
Yeah, why are you here, Eric Swalwell?
It's awful to look at.
Yeah.
And our state, this great state,
it's almost like he's setting up something.
It needs a fighter and a protector, someone who will bring prices down, lift wages up.
Yeah.
And we can say that we're the fourth largest economy in the world. And we are, and I love to brag about that.
Yeah.
But what does that mean if you can't afford to live here?
Oh, here, affordability.
So I've been in these fights.
Yeah.
As a city council member up in Dublin, my hometown. Yeah. As a prosecutor in Oakland.
Yeah.
And taking on the most corrupt president ever in the U.S. Congress.
That was supposed to be an applause line, but nobody applauded.
But I'm ready to bring this fight home.
Okay, here we go.
So I came here tonight, Jimmy, to tell you and your audience that I'm running to be the next governor of California.
Oh, I didn't expect that. Honestly, I mean, somebody flush that thing, that show. My God. First of all, there's nothing entertaining about Eric Swalwell. Second of all, my God, just to have him on there, set him up. He made a mistake nervously saying that California is a great country, and then he was able to make the announcement, and then, of course, they had the fluffed crowd ready to applaud. Unbelievable. This is late night. My God. Christian Toto, Hollywood in Toto. How are you doing today, man?
Dude, I thought we were friends. You're just punishing me with that sound stuff. What have I done to you?
I swear to God. This is what late night has become. An unlikable politician. He's got a bad beard. It looks like he ate a Whisker ice cream cone and it dripped down his face. You remember the toy where you had you put the beard with the magnets, on the guy, whatever. Yeah, that's what he looks like. That's. Well, why in the hell would he have him? What the hell? Unlikable man, and just setting him up to make his announcement on late night television. What the hell?
I mean, to call it propaganda is maybe unkind to propaganda. Of course, the question you want to scream from the rooftops is, gee, why is your state so unaffordable? Who's been in charge for the last years? I mean,
yes.
It's really embarrassing.
Well, didn't you move out? Didn't you move out of California?
No, I was never there.
Oh, okay, I thought you were. I didn't remember. But okay, I wouldn't want to live there either. Dear God in heaven. Go ahead.
But listen, if you're going to be a late night show and you want to have a politician on there, listen, Senator Ted Cruz, even if you don't agree with his politics, is actually a pretty funny guy. He's sharp and has a sense of pop culture, and he could bring something to the table. And listen, Jasmine Crockett, I mean, she lies like she breathes, but she's kind of entertaining in a way.
Yeah.
But this dude is just a blank slate. He's got nothing to say. You pull a string and out pops up the rhetoric. I mean, who's watching that?
I don't know, but I don't think they're going to be watching it for long. A lot of things going on. My kids are grown up, but I took them to see every animated movie from 1999 on. Moana is being made into a live-action movie. I've heard terrible reviews around this, and I was like, why in the hell would they want to do this? And then I realized that Moana raked in over $1 billion. Moana 2 raked in $1 billion globally. and now I guess I know why. But I've heard terrible things about it. What have you heard anything about this movie?
No, I mean, it just seems wildly. First of all, it's wildly unnecessary. We just saw Moana.
I know. It was just 2024 was Moana 2. Moana 2 was in 2024.
But listen, these movies do make money. It's scary. I think the crazy thing about the trailer, which I think racked up a lot of views, is you watch it and you're thinking, okay, this is the live action version. It looks like CGI. I mean, you could barely spot the humans in it. What's the point? It's such a weird thing that they're going through. I would aggressively make it natural and real. Listen, it's Disney. They got all the money in the world. Just throw it out there. Get them on an island and make it look exciting and interesting. And no, it's just like you're looking at the people's faces. Like, is it CG? I don't know. I'm torn.
Well, I have seen better AI stuff online than that trailer looked like. I saw Lee Army, the drill sergeant actor who died, dressing down Mr. Spock in a Star Trek, and it looked real, more real than Moana. I saw that today. It was really funny too, by the way. It was really funny.
I love that. By the way, something weird happened with CGI in movies.
Yeah.
It was amazing for a long time, and now when you see it, it always looks more fake. It's almost like there's been a regression. I don't know why.
Well, because there's a point where it's just so unbelievably over the top and ridiculous that it's not even appealing anymore. It's just, okay, dinosaurs fighting, and, I'm going to be walking underneath them as they try to step on me, and laser beams. I'm like, what the hell, really? How about we just have people talk?
Heaven forbid.
I swear to God. Let me see. I thought the first Wicked was a good musical. I only had a problem with, it's like, you had the Prince, the Prince, and of course all the gay cast members were fawning all over him. You didn't see the women fawning over, the princess. That's the thing that really bothered me. I'm like, do we really need to gay up this? I mean, Wicked is already pretty gay. Let's just face it. It's a musical, right? But but the vocal performances were freaking ridiculously good. They were really good. Well, I could say that as a heterosexual male. But the Wicked for Good trailer is out, and they're redoing this thing. What have you heard about it?
Yeah, no, the movie itself is out in theaters right now. It just opens this weekend.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I enjoyed it as well. I enjoyed the first film. Listen, the noise around the movies is ridiculous. The cast has been sort of... Listen, it's one thing to understand that there's a part of your audience that is LGBTQ friendly. I get that. It's a musical, like you said.
Yeah, I know.
But they really lean into it. And also, have you seen any of the clips of these two actresses on social media?
Oh, dear God, they're insufferable.
With long nails, and Ariana looks like she needs a hamburger. It's really sad, and it's almost like just avoid that at all costs. Just go see the movie. It's enjoyable. It's fun. Jeff Goldblum is great, and the two leads sing beautifully.
Yeah.
And... Listen. Here's the spoiler. Toto's back. You don't see him that much, but Toto is back. The dog is here.
Well, I thought they put him down on the first one.
How dare you?
Didn't he go out and live on the farm? Where's Toto? He went back to Kansas. Well, really, he went back to Kansas. Okay, I do want to get to this thoughts and prayers. I saw a trailer for this yesterday, and I don't know. Kind of a one-sided view of school shootings, blaming guns, all of that stuff. I do want to cover that. I also wanted to mention Thanksgiving is coming up. We think of Christmas movies, but there are Thanksgiving movies out there. Number one on my list is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I got to watch it at least once a year.
Yeah, it's the granddaddy of Thanksgiving movies, and they don't make that many Thanksgiving films. I think Piece or Pieces of April is another one with Katie Holmes, which I saw years ago and found it charming. Again, it's mostly set around that time of the year, but listen, you turn on Netflix and it's like a zillion new and old Christmas movies, but Thanksgiving just doesn't get the attention. But if you've got Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, what else do you need? It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's funny, it's sweet, it's nostalgic, it's bittersweet, it's everything.
It is, it's absolutely awesome. Can you hold on? I want to touch on that other stuff on the other side of the break. Let's take a break. You're talking with Christian Toto, HollywoodInToto.com, HollywoodInToto.com. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
Every time there is a shooting, we see a quadrupling of business.
When it unfolds, it gives you instant cover.
It's a quadruped designed around the dog.
There's such a rise in active shooters in schools nowadays. We're seeing a great interest in the product.
We could be a $300 million company by the time this documentary airs.
Wow, that is the trailer for a new documentary on HBO called Thoughts and Prayers. You on your website, Christian Toto, Hollywood and Toto, Thoughts and Prayers offers balanced take on school shootings. And my initial response is anti-gun, making fun of Thoughts and Prayers, but not necessarily the case, right?
Yeah, it's funny. I saw the promo for this film, and I thought, I have a dear friend, Laura Carno, who works with a group called Faster Colorado. They train teachers to be armed and responsible to help prevent or at least short circuit something horrific at their school. So I thought, let me have her review this documentary. I mean, if they're going to be the usual Hollywood leftist spin, she'll be able to debunk it better than I can. And she saw it, and she thought it was remarkably fair and balanced.
Okay.
It is a realistic look at what's going on. It talks about the precious seconds that tick away between the time a school shooting starts and when the help arrives. And it talks about a lot of different options that are out there. So I was surprised. I'm sure she was even more surprised. But, it's not the usual messaging that we'd expect from Hollywood. I haven't seen it myself, but that was her take. But I trust her, and she is really well-versed in the subject matter. So, but the bottom line is this is just grim material. And the saddest part is they're not going away. This is not going to end, Sally. For some reason, this is just part of our life now. And if we can't stop it entirely, we at least can mitigate it or help the kids get to safety.
What a sad commentary, right, Christian? What a sad commentary. And this isn't about guns. This is not about guns. We had guns when you and I were growing up. We had guns. My God, my high school. I grew up in Iowa. My high school, the kids would park their pickup trucks, and there were gun racks in the back window of the pickup truck. That's welcome to Iowa. But you wouldn't have thought twice about doing a school shooting. You wouldn't have thought twice about shooting someone, let alone. So obviously, this is about culture. This is about desensitizing people to violence. This is, I'm sure, psychiatric medication being over prescribed, among other things. This is madness, and there's going to have to be a point where we turn back this, because we can't go further down this path at this point.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those situations where people want to find one answer, one responsibility, one problem that we can solve, but it's always a perfect storm. I use that term loosely. It's not it's not perfection by any stretch, but it's just a combination of terrible things that just coalesce together that make this responsible. And again, you have to treat it responsibly, and you can't say, well, that's off the table or that's off the table. It has to be a joined effort to kind of get this to be mitigated, to decrease it, to do whatever you need to do to make sure it doesn't happen again, or make it as least awful as possible.
It is interesting that we in a country that is built on entrepreneurship, that people are making money protecting our children from being murdered in school. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
It's a lot to digest, but I mean, if they're helping, then it's a good.
You got to do it.
Even though it feels weird.
You've got to take control of an out-of-control situation. Christian Toto, as always, awesome to talk to you. Plans for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, staying home. Mostly family. We're going to have a good friend and her family who I guess their loved ones are far away, so we'll hang out here and survive my cooking.
All right, great. Where can people check out obviously HollywoodandToto.com, but where can people listen to your podcast?
Yeah, it's on YouTube, it's on Rumble, iTunes, all the places. But if you go to Hollywood in Toto on YouTube, you'll also find my short on Hollywood series. Put out a new one yesterday. It's under a minute. All the Hollywood headlines with a bit of snark and a little bit of political fun.
I would expect nothing less. Thanks for joining me, man. Nice to talk to you. Have a blessed weekend and a very happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Thanks so much.
All right. Absolutely. Trying to think where I want to go next. I was going to cover this story of a man in Chicago who set a woman on fire on the L. 50-year-old Lawrence Reed, hit with federal terrorism charges. He set a 26-year-old woman on fire. Said, "Burn, bitch." I'll just say it. as she burned. This is another attack. We had one in Charlotte, North Carolina, which the kind of disappeared from the headlines because that same week Charlie Kirk was murdered. This man had 49 arrests, 10 felonies, and he's ruined this woman's life. You're 26 years old. You have your entire life in front of you. The rest of your life will be about the scars, the pain and agony of this event. Her entire life has changed. Her entire life trajectory, if she survives, has been changed. At 26 years old, a brilliant life ahead of her, and now it'll all be about the physical and emotional scarring of what happened because this SOB was let out of prison. That's all I have to say about it. There's a point where these judges who release people like this will have to be held accountable. And I'm absolutely for certainly massive civil suits against the jurisdiction and the judge. The judge should be held accountable for releasing this man and this happening. All of the signs were there. He was a dangerous human being. 49 arrests, 10 felony cases. He should be in jail or institutionalized the rest of his bloody, stinking life. And there's a point where we've got to do something about the people who are issuing these judgments and releasing these people. There's got to be a point where they're held accountable because they are not interpreting the law. They are making political decisions. And now look what it's done. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Alrighty. What do we got here? Who's watching Beck Ottenberry? Yeah, Pat Carr, remember 3 strikes and you're out? Hell yeah. Honestly, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Christmas Vacation is a classic, obviously. But that's a Christmas movie. Isn't it funny? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is more of a Thanksgiving movie. It is. It's really, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was a perfect movie. It was a perfect movie. You know what else is a perfect movie? A perfect movie? I mean, Die Hard, which Bruce Willis said was never a Christmas movie. But, I mean, there are a lot of similarities between Christmas movies, the Christmas theme, and Die Hard. It came out in July, by the way. It's a perfect movie. I watched it for the first time. I streamed it a couple years ago without commercials and stuff like that because normally you watch it on TV when it shows up. And I noticed it's a perfect movie. It's a perfect movie. It can't be any better. America Marcy, hello. It's got my favorite Christmas song.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is NEWSMAX. It's real news for real people.